Okay, so today we're going to be looking at circumference, and we know that circumference is equal to the diameter times pi, or radius times 2 times pi. Why do we multiply radius times 2?
Because the radius is half of the diameter.
Good. So if we draw a circle, we know that the diameter is from one point of on the edge of the circle to the other edge, but it has to pass through the center of the circle, right?
Right.
So from one end to the other, passing through the center is the diameter. And if we divide this in half, so if we go from the center to the outside of the circle, that represents what?
The radius?
Good. This is the radius. So if we take the radius and we multiply it by 2, two of these give us the diameter. So both of these formulas represent the exact same thing, right? Okay, so we're going to copy and complete this table. We're going to find the circumference of each one. We're going to use 3.14 for pi. D represents the diameter and R is the radius. So if you know the diameter is 2, what would the radius have to be for the first one?
1.
Good. How'd you get 1?
Because you divide by 2.
Good.
Which would be half.
Excellent. Okay. So we can use either formula. What are the formulas to find circumference? Circumference is equal to pi times the diameter, or circumference is equal to 2 pi r. And it does not matter which formula we use, because as we discussed earlier, both of these represent the exact same thing, right? Okay, so you're going to fill in the table. Good. So it does not matter which formula we use. If we use this formula or this formula, we will get the same answer for circumference. Okay, now we're going to try finding the perimeter of different. Okay, so for this question, we're asked to find the perimeter of the shape. What does the perimeter mean? What are you trying to find?
The space around it.
Good. It's the total distance around the object. So we know that the distance around the object is this, 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 and what shape is this here?
It's a semicircle.
Right, it's half of a circle. So we need to find the total distance around the shape. Well, we know that this side length is 14 centimeters. What is this side length? 14 centimeters, good. So far we can figure out that just let's do this in red. The red portion is going to be 14 plus 20 plus 14. And then we need to add what part of the shape?
The semicircle part.
Right. And the outside of the circle is referred to as the circumference. That's the perimeter of the circle, is the circumference. Well, if we find the circumference of a circle, we can use the formula C equals pi d. But in this case, we want to know half of a circle. What would we do with our answer?
2.
Good.
You get the answer.
Good. Okay, so let's calculate this. So just the outside shape of the shape that's red is 48 centimeters, and we'll calculate the circumference over here. Now, do we know the diameter of the circle or the radius? Do we know the diameter or the radius of the circle?
We know that the diameter is 20 centimeters.
Right, because the distance from here to here is 20. If we draw an imaginary line, we know that this diameter would be 20. So what is the circumference of the circle? Okay, so that gives us the entire circumference, but we're only working with half of a circle, so what do we have to do?
Divided by 2.
Yeah, divide by 2. And we get 31.4 centimeters. So we're going to add that with the part of the perimeter that we already calculated to get our total perimeter of the shape. And when we add them together, we get a total of 79.4 centimeters, and that's how we find the perimeter of this shape.